We are going to do several more examples of dimensional analysis so that I'm sure that you understand the concept because it's so important for this class. We have done the first one on the previous video, and so now we'll look at the second one, 20 miles per hour converted to feet per second. As we talked about before, we want to start by writing this in fraction form. The 20 miles is on the top. This particular problem already had a fraction bar, and so this fraction bar from the problem is the fraction bar in my setup, and we have 1 hour in the denominator. We have 2 units to change, and we can change either one first. Does not matter at all. We just have to get that matching unit in the denominator or numerator so that it's in the opposite part. I'm going to change the miles first. So I look on the back of my notes and I find that 1 mile, and I put that down here so it's in the opposite part, is the same as 5,280 feet. And then I'm going to actually cancel my label. So miles from the bottom and miles from the top cancel, and that label is done. Feet is one of the labels that we want in our answer, so I'm going to circle that. Now I'm going to try to deal with the hours. So when I look at the hours were in the denominator, so I need to put them up in the numerator. So hour, and I know 1 hour is the same as 60 minutes. So again, I'm going to cancel some labels. Hours and hours will cancel. But I don't want to circle minutes because minutes is not part of my answer, so I want to keep converting. Minutes is on the bottom, so I want to put minutes on the top. So 1 minute is the same as or is equivalent to 60 seconds. So now I can cancel minutes and minutes, and I do want to circle seconds because that is one of the labels that I want in my answer. So I'm ready to go to my calculator. Remember that we multiply straight across. So I can type this in 2 parts or all at once. So I can type 20 times 5,280, and that's the top. So let's hit enter. And then we're going to divide. We're dividing by 60. And there's 2 60s down there, so we're dividing by 60 a second time. And that gives me my final answer of 29.3 repeating, and so we'll round somewhere. And our label that is left is feet per second. All right, let's try the next example. So this time we have 3.5 feet and we want to go to centimeters. 3.5 feet is not in fraction form, so we have to make it a fraction by putting it over 1. You may want to pause the video here and see if you can set this one up on your own. I need to cancel feet, so I'll put 1 foot on the bottom, and I know that a foot is 12 inches. And I cancel feet. Now I need to cancel inches, so I'll put inches on the bottom. And there's a number of conversions here. If you're pulling the one off of your lecture sheets, it will be different than the one that I have, but I have memorized that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. You'll get the same way, you'll get the same answer no matter which way you do the problem. So I can cancel inches, and I'm ready to do my math. So I multiply 3.5 times 12 times 2.54, hit enter, and I have my answer of 106.68 centimeters. All right, let's do another one. Our next example is, again, a fraction at the beginning. It is 35 liters per minute, so I put the 1 minute in the denominator, and I'm supposed to get gallons per hour. I'm going to start with minutes because I know how to convert them. That part's easy. There are 60 minutes, put that on top to cancel my label, per 1 hour. And so that conversion is taken care of. Hours is the label that I want. Now I have to cancel liters. Because it was on the top of my fraction, I know that it has to go on the bottom. And this is where I have to look through the conversions on the back of my pre-lecture notes. So I find 1 liter is 1.0567 quarts. And that allows me to cancel the label of liters. But I don't want to end with quarts, so I have to keep going. Quarts is on top, so I need to put quarts on the bottom. I'm looking to go to gallons, and I find that there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon, which allows me to cancel the label of quarts. So gallons is the label that I want, circle that, and I now have gallons per hour, so I'm ready to do the math on my calculator. 35 times 60 times 1.0567. That's everything that's on the top, so enter. And in the denominator, I would just have 4. So divided by 4, and I get my answer of 554.7675 label of gallons per hour. We're going to do just one more example because I think you're getting this. So our final example, we'll skip this last one. Final example is 3 feet squared into inches squared. So 3 feet squared is not in fraction form, so we have to make it a fraction. 3 feet squared. Now that squared is a bit of an issue because when I look at my equivalences, none of them include a squared. So what I want to do is just rewrite this, writing out exactly what squared means. So I have 3, and the label squared would be feet by feet. So now I can clearly see that feet squared is just the label of feet 2 different times. Still put it over 1. So I want to convert to inches. I know that 1 foot, and that goes on the denominator, is the same as 12 inches. So I can cancel 1 label of foot. I still have a label to go, so I have to repeat it. So again, 12 inches is the same as 1 foot, and that allows me to cancel the other label of foot. Now I'm ready to do my math, so 3 times 12 times 12 again. Enter, and I get an answer of 432. Now when we go to look at our label, there are 2 labels of inches that have not canceled. So inches times inches gives me that label that I was looking for of inches squared. If you want to try the last example on your own, you're welcome to. You'll notice that in the denominator we have a label of feet cubed. That means the label of feet is used 3 different times. When you find a conversion for feet to meters, you'll have to use that conversion or equivalence 3 different times, just like we used this conversion twice.